Today we will be learning about how to checkmate with one rook and one king. The goal of checkmating with one rook is to try and put the opponent's king in a box. Right now, this rook is making the box around the king. It's making the box one, 2, 3, 4, and over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the king can't go past these lines because there the rook is controlling it. So the goal is to try and make the box as small as possible so that in the end you're going to get a position like this, where your king is taking these 3 spots and your rook is back here checkmating him. But let's go back to here. How do we start off making the box smaller? Well, we're going to move him here because now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the king can't move here or here or here or here. So he has to move either here, here, or here. Remember, because this rook is protected by the king, the black king can't take the rook. Let's say the king moves here. Let's make the box smaller. Make sure that the rook is still protected by the king. Now the box is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the black king moves here. Now let's move the white king here to try and bring him here so that you can make the rook more effective. Now black is going to try and be annoying and move the king here so that your black king can't move away from the rook. This is quite easy to fix because we're just going to move the king here and the black king is going to have to move here or there. Let's say he moves here. Then we make the box even smaller. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The black king might move backwards. So we go over here because then we're controlling these 2 squares as well as this one. So he has to move here, here, or here. Let's say the black king moves here. Let's make the box smaller. The black king moves here. We're going to move our king here. Let's say the black king moves here. Now we're going to move the king up. The black king might move here. We're going to make the box smaller. See, now it's 1, 2, 1, 2. And the black king might move here. We're going to make the box even smaller. And when the black king has 2 spots left, make sure that you just move the king, that you don't move the rook even closer. So when he's in a position where he has 2 spots to move, you need to try and get into a position where the black king is here and the white king is here, so that you can checkmate him. Alright. The white king moves here. The black king moves here. And then the white king moves here. The black king has... Wait. When the white king moves here, the black king has to move here. When the white king moves here, the black king has to move into the corner. And now the king is protecting these 2 squares. And now all we need to do is get this square and checkmate him. We can just do this by putting the rook right here. Now we have checkmate with a king and a rook. Now let's go over it again. We have a king, a rook, and a king. Let's say that black has to move here. So we're going to start making the box around the king. Right now the box around the king is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's move it down here. Remember, don't move it here because then the king can easily take it. The white king might move here. Now move your black king so it's protecting your rook. The white king might move down here. Move your black king up because there's no point in moving here because then you can take your rook. Let's move the white king back up and the black king down. Now the white king might have to move here. So we're going to make the box smaller. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. White king might move here. Now you can't move here, so let's move the king closer. Because now we might not be protecting this area, but we're protecting these 2 squares, these 3 squares. So the king can't move here. So he has to move there, here, or here. Let's say the king moves here. We're going to make the box smaller. Say the king moves here. We're going to make the box smaller. The king moves here. No point in moving here, so we move the black king here. King moves there. 1, 2, 1, 2. The king moves here. With the king in front. King moves here. Look, we have the ideal position. King's here. Checkmate. Now this was an accident. Maybe in this position the king had moved downwards. Then we would have taken these 2 spots. The king would move here. We'd move the black king up. King would move here. Black king here. Now the king has to move here. And we have checkmate. Remember that sometimes it can also happen that the white king is here, the black king is here, and your rook is here. If you're to move in this position, don't try and move him in the corner. Just go checkmate, because he's already defending these 3 spots and then also the back row. Let's look at one last example. Right now, the king has 2 pawns. This shouldn't be too hard because you have a rook. The best way to take the pawns in the endgame is get the king involved. So we're going to move the king here, and then, or actually even better than that is to go and pin one of the pawns behind the king, because now he can't move the pawn upwards, and he's not going to move this pawn because then it's going to be undefended. So he might move back. So let's say he moves back. I move the king here, and black moves here. Move the white rook up. Black moves here. Let's say we move the white rook here. Black has to move here. And then we're going to bring the white king over. Let's say black moves here. Then we're going to take the pawn. Black moves here. Easy way to stop a pawn from going to the back rank is just to move the white rook on there. So that now next time, even if he moves here, you can still take it. Now black sees, oh no, I'm about to be checkmated because here's checkmate. Let me move out of the way. If the 2 kings are if you've ever forced the other king to the back rank, just make sure you keep giving it opposition till he goes into the corner. And then you have checkmate, or better said, instead of moving the king finally there, you have checkmate. But say that the king is annoying. Can't move backwards and forwards. Not a problem. When he moves here, just move your rook here, take away this file. So now he can't move here, so he has to move back here. And we saw before that when the 2 kings are opposite each other and he's on the back row, just checkmate him by moving there.